Thank you for joining us for episode 23 of From A to Global Z. I'm your host, Dr. Bill Lord. Episode 22 brought us up to speed on an oral history project we are running across the state of Maryland called Living and Dying with COVID-19, The Maryland Stories. This episode is dedicated to the launching of another fall 2021 project, our Phase 2 North American Indigenous Music Project. Now, typically in these episodes, I spend a little time talking about the microphone I'm using in a segment called Mic Talk Time. I'm going to skip over Mic Talk and simply mention that I'm using a very affordable mic, the Zoom ZDM1 dynamic mic, connected to a Clark Technique CM1 to give the mic signal a little boost. So much for Mic Talk Time. If you follow the Global Z Recording Project, you might know our mission is to unite culturally diverse student musicians through virtual audio-video production experiences. Global Z is designed to discover exceptionally talented artists from highly diverse backgrounds on a global scale. We bring them together virtually to create original, commercial quality music. And through music production, scholars teach virtual audio production skills, facilitate community building, and promote dialogue on concepts pertaining to value found in diverse others, civility, acceptance of diverse others, peace-mindedness, and we explore how culture influences music. By creating opportunities to develop cross-cultural friendships, we give peace a chance through music. For each project, we select a new genre of music to explore and record, and for our Phase 2 project, we will unite North American Indigenous student musicians aged 5 to 24 from culturally diverse tribes to record music. We are mindful of the fact that Native youth face a number of challenges, including poverty, ostracism, assault, child abuse, dysfunctional families, substance abuse, depression, substandard education, and high suicide rates. Music is about vibrations. It's a source of healing and provides sacred space. Our project will facilitate intertribal connections, promote Native cultures and music to the world, provide holistic healing, and instill pride and unity across Indigenous communities. Music is medicine. So how does all this work? Well, it starts with making a connection with tribal elders. We are about to send out an email to over 1,000 tribal leaders across the U.S. and Canada. It is important for us to provide the elders with information about what we are seeking to achieve. In this way, they can be the gatekeepers and protectors of their youth. If they choose to support the project, they can help us spread the word to their tribal student musicians so that they have the choice and opportunity to participate in our project. We will advertise the project via a number of different methods, including through the communication networks of participating elders. The process all begins with a song, an original song. We begin by asking Indigenous student musicians to submit a song to us through a private YouTube link. Once we receive all the songs, we will select a winning composition. Next, our producer and NAMI Award-winning singer-songwriter Wade Fernandez will work with the songwriter to decide what vocals and instruments would make the song the best it can be. A call then goes out to student musicians to audition for those needed parts, again by submitting an audition via YouTube. This is where our selection process gets a bit unique. While we certainly want to select the best musicians possible for the recording, we also want to select the most highly diverse group of musicians possible. So, for instance, if we decide the best lead vocalist and drummer are both from the same tribe, we might select an alternative drummer from another tribe to provide for broader cultural diversity and expand our geographic network. There are a few details that need mentioning here. In order to participate, participants will need several things. Participants need to be a North American Indigenous student musician age 5 to 24. They need to have a faculty sponsor, preferably a music educator or a tribal elder who will serve as a local support system. They need to have permission to record and use the broadband connection at their school. They need to have access to a fairly recent model computer with USB ports and a decent amount of processing power. Chromebooks won't work here. We ask that participants find someone who can video record the musician as they participate throughout the project and then share those videos to us to use. As part of the project, we also need to have permission to post your image, voice, video, and performance on our web and social media sites, as well as be able to post them in support of the project or to promote the work we do. You will need to sign a participation agreement. Crucially, musicians must practice their parts to the point of excellence and be ready to go before the recording session. Participants must be willing to share thoughts during the process. We want musicians to communicate and get to know each other, build new bonds of friendship and support. Every participant will be treated with dignity and have equal voice. And last but not least, we want you to have fun. We will be producing a commercial quality song available for streaming on streaming media sites. We'll also produce a documentary style music video that will be posted on our public facing YouTube channel. And because copyright is involved, all participants will need to sign participation agreements. And these documents define and protect the rights of the songwriter, musicians, and Global Z. Now, these agreements have been drafted with great care by a student attorney team from George Mason University Law School's Arts and Entertainment Advocacy Clinic. We've intentionally written in percentages of ownership that favor the artist, not the organization. We've also worked with Harvard University Law School's Recording Artist Performer Clinic to ensure we consider as many legal issues as possible when working with tribal nations. We understand participation agreements contain legal language and can be tricky to understand, and I have some exciting news for our students and their families. We've secured an arrangement with Penn State University Law School's Arts, Sports, and Entertainment Law Clinic to provide Phase 2 project participants and tribal elders with a free service that educates folks on what it is they are signing in the agreement. Think of it as a free educational service the law school has made available solely to our project's artists. Once we secure signed agreements, this is where the fun begins. All participants will log into a secure, safe online communication and collaboration environment. Here, the musicians will get to know each other, build a sense of community, and our scholars will facilitate discussions on topics including the power of music, how Indigenous artists are using music to deliver messages, and what it means to be an Indigenous artist. We ask musicians to record a 3 to 5 minute video biography of themselves and post the video so their peers may get to know them through the video. At this time, the musicians will also receive a rough track of the song they will contribute to and begin practicing and collaborating with producer Wade Fernandez. Throughout this entire process, as previously mentioned, we ask artists to video record their participation in the project. Next, our lead audio engineer, Dr. Jonathan Cresci, will decide what audio production equipment will be sent out to each participant. He will also begin discussions with the artists and their school sponsors to explore the most ideal location to record vocals and instruments. Our project manager, Dr. Bill Lord, that's me, will communicate with the artist and sponsor to discuss where to send the audio equipment. A prepaid return shipping label will be included with the shipment, so there will be no shipping costs to the artist. Once the gear is received, each musician and his or her sponsor will work with Dr. Cresci to set up and test the equipment using a computer provided by the school sponsor or the musician. The sponsor may need to work with the school's IT department to negotiate firewall restrictions. It's crucial to have a solid, reliable broadband connection to best ensure success of the recording session. All musicians will be given guidance on how to use the virtual audio production collaboration technologies, and we will conduct a test of the tech. Meanwhile, producer Wade Fernandez will be checking in with all musicians to see how their practicing and preparation for the recording session is going. He will also assist with any production issues. At last, the time has come to schedule each musician's recording session. The musician will connect over virtual technologies with Wade, Dr. Cresci, and myself, and the recording will begin. Once all tracks are recorded, Dr. Cresci begins the mastering process. Getting close to the project wrap, musicians will carefully box up and return the audio production equipment, and they will provide Global Z with access to any photos and videos they're willing to share. As previously mentioned, this footage will be used in the project's documentary-style music video, as well as on our web and social media sites. When the master recording of the song is complete, it will be registered with ASCAP and with the U.S. Copyright Office, and the song will also be submitted to various commercial audio streaming services. When the project music video is complete, we will get everyone together virtually via Zoom to have a premiere viewing of the work. A link to the music video will then be released to the press and general public for viewing. Lastly, we will conduct a post-project interview with participants to learn what we did well, what challenges were encountered, and where there is room for improvement. So there you go. That is our process, and I hope you found this information informative. And if you're an Indigenous student musician in either the US or Canada, I hope you will consider joining us on this exciting, transformational, and fun musical adventure. Should you have any additional questions about the project or Global Z in general, please submit an email to globalzrecording@gmail.com. One final comment, if you're viewing this and COVID is still making its rounds in your community, please be careful. Be kind and understanding of others. And wishing you peace through music. I'm Bill Lord.